So I'm going to be doing these with every fighter that I talk to, and I kind of want to build like a little like video on each guy's. I think these questions kind of explain a lot about someone's character, personality, and the way they think. So it should be quite interesting, and no doubt this should be quite funny as well. But number one,
nice.
If you could find out the date and time of your death, would you, and why?
Oh, it's a tough question. Oh man. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know. See, I like to try. I like to try and live like I'm going to die anyway. I know that sounds pretty morbid, but next week, I'm getting a tattoo on this arm. I'm getting this arm. This is all going to be gone. I've got the top bit done. Getting the bottom.
Love it.
Basically, man. What I'm getting on this arm is, and it sounds really morbid. I'm basically getting stuff that reminds me that I'm going to die. And I know that sounds morbid, but I think in the Western world that we live in, we forget almost that we're going to die sometimes. And we are going to die, and we don't know when we're going to die. So me, I'm like, used to be quite like a big worrier. And sometimes not so much a worrier, more of like an overthinker.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to think like, shit, what if I died and I spent all day worrying about whatever bollocks I was worrying about? Like, I was worrying about some shit all day, like, I don't know, I've popped my fucking car tyre, for example, and I spend all day stressing about how I'm going to get this new car tyre. Yeah. And then that night I die, like unexpectedly die. And then I just think, oh man, I've just wasted my final day thinking about a fucking car tyre. Do you know what I mean?
I do. It's a perspective thing, ain't it?
Yeah. So obviously I've not mastered that, because I still have moments where I do overthink and stress out about stupid stuff and all that. And I don't think I'll ever master it.
Yeah.
But I want a little reminder, and I don't want a big reminder. I don't want to fucking get a terminal illness or anything like that.
Big reminder.
I just want a little tattoo that I can just look and think, yeah, I remember.
You know what? It's funny you say that, dude, because my cousin, every time I went into his flat, he had a piece of artwork like above, like on the wall above the TV. And it just says, remember, you're going to die. That's all. It just says that. Like as if somebody graffitied it on like the side of a bridge. And I used to like come in there and I'd just read that and I'd be like, oh yeah, shit.
I might actually, I'm actually going to Google this, because in my house, I've got a lot of stuff that like reminds me of, look at this here. Hold on. Look at this.
Sick.
It's a ram skull. It's a ram skull. It's a deer skull. My mate got it for me.
That's nice, class. That is class.
But yeah, that's just little reminders like that. I know that doesn't really go to what we're talking about, but yeah, I like to have little stuff, because we forget. We do forget, and I don't want to forget. I want to remember. I seen the thing a long time ago, and it was like this singer guy, and he was talking about like, you need to keep death on your shoulder, and I just thought that was a little thing. And last week, actually, it was actually when I was fighting, the guy who like wrapped my hands. Have you ever seen him? That guy, I think he's called House. The black fella.
Nah, I've not.
He's just a fellow. He's just a fellow who works like for the commission or whatever. He raps hands, and an American fella, obviously. And he's like, "Oh, where are you from?" and all that. And so I told him, and we was having a little chat, and he just said, "I'm like, asked me how old I am." I said, "I'm 27." And he said, "Oh man, what a good time. Look at all this life you got in front of you and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah. And he said, do you know when you hear like older people talking about the good old days and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah. And he said, well, your good old days are right now, so you need to like enjoy them. And he said, and then he gave me this like big speech, and it was automatic. I was nearly crying, honestly. This was like as I was getting my hands wrapped for the fight. Obviously, I was really nervous as well, so I was pretty emotional. And then he was like, and then at the end of it all, he finished wrapping my hands by this point. It was like a 10-15 minute story.
That's
and
cool.
Then he was, and then he was just like, man, let's just make this one of the good old days, and like shook my hand and give me a hug and that, and I was just like, oh man, it was fucking awesome.
That is awesome, Tom. That's really cool, man. Like you can just never be happy almost, can you really, with where you are as an age in your life, because it always seems like the grass is greener or the grass is left and it's not green anymore. But really it is green.
100%. It's actually quite sad, isn't it, when you dissect it? Like a lot, like these last couple of days, he's like, obviously people message me and say like, oh, what's next? Like, what's my next fight? And then I start thinking, what's next? And it's like, oh, don't think about that. Just fucking, you just won a big fight like a few days ago. Just enjoy this. When the next fight comes, we'll take that. You're not there yet. Like anything can happen before then. Let's just enjoy it. Let's enjoy this day and enjoy tomorrow, and that's it. Let's not think about the rest of the stuff.
That's it, man.
Like literally, this has only just clicked as I'm speaking to you, because
cool.
it's just tough because like when you fight, it's like, oh, you got a big fight and stuff, and then you have that, and then it's like literally the question you get asked on the interview is, "What's next?" It's like, I just fought, bro. I just fucking. In my case, I've just beat a guy I just wanted to fight for 15 years. I don't really want to like. I just want to enjoy this. So yeah, I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop doing it. I'm just going to let it come rather than thinking about it.
It's a great mindset, man. So ultimately, your answer is no.
I think no. I think ultimately I'd want to. I think so. I don't know. It's such a tempting question, but
I think like the thing is though, Tom, if I gave you the time and the date of your death, it's going to make you live out the rest of your life completely different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if I told you, oh, sadly, mate, you've got 2 years, you're probably not even going to fight anymore, are you?
I don't know. I'll probably still fight. I like the fighting stuff.
Yeah,
I do like that.
Fair enough.
But
it can definitely warp your perspective on where you want to go in life, knowing that, I think.
Definitely. But I think, it's been a nice little refreshing reminder that I need to keep doing that shit, because it's stuff, it runs, like, sometimes stuff gets on top of you, but like, especially me, I've got like 3 little kids, and it's difficult sometimes to focus on that stuff. I get stressed out, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I want to keep on it.
Yeah. All right. Number 2, what emotion do you feel the most, Tom?
Oh, just one emotion. Oh, man. These are tough questions. These are probably the toughest 2 questions I've ever been asked. Probably. I don't know. Probably pride, I think.
Pride. That's a cool answer, man. I like that.
Is that an emotion? That's an emotion.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be an emotion. Yeah. Yeah. A sense of pride.
I think that. Yeah, I think I'm a proud guy. I've got a lot of good stuff going for me, and I'm proud of what I'm doing. Not for myself, more of like, I've got a lot of good stuff like going on in my life, and I'm proud to have it going on. It's not like I'm bigging myself up. I'm really proud of it. It's not myself. It's not myself that I'm proud of. It's the situation that I'm in. I'm very,
100%, mate.
I'm very proud of the people around me and what I've got. I'm really lucky.
That's good, man. And I bet there's a lot of people that take these things for granted as well. So it's cool to see that you don't take what you have for granted, man. Question number 3. What hobby have you always wanted to develop outside of fighting?
I've always, I don't know. I don't really, I'm not really into stuff, me, you know. Like, I'm not.
I'm not really into stuff, me.
I'm not. Do you know, I'd like to be able to tattoo.
Yeah, that's cool.
I can't draw though. I can't draw, but I would like to be able to. You know, I like the thought.
You're tracing
of,
anyway, mate. You're tracing.
Yeah, that's true. I like the thought of like doing something that's there forever. I like that.
Yeah, me too. Maybe I'll let you tattoo me one day for full Reptile, because it would go unnoticed with my collection.
Yeah, me too. I can afford a few shit ones. I've got loads of shit ones. I can afford one more shit one.
Same, mate.
Yeah, so I'd probably like to do that. Yeah, I love tattoos. So I'd like to tattoo someone. I think I'd like to get into that.
That's a cool answer. It's definitely a good answer. Number 4, do you remember your first date?
Oh no! Do you know what? I'm an open guy. Like, I don't hold nothing back me, so it doesn't matter. If you ask me a question, it doesn't matter who asks me the question. I get an honest answer. It doesn't matter. So when I was seeing my first girlfriend, I was dead young. I was probably like 13, 14 or something. So it wasn't like, we wouldn't go like on dates. Like, we wouldn't go somewhere. We'd just like go on, like, to the park or something, like go for a walk or whatever.
Behind the sheds.
We didn't like. Maybe we went to like the cinema or whatever. But we were already. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like a big thing where. I guess I remember them times. Yeah, I remember my first girlfriend, all that stuff. But it wasn't like, she was older than me actually. She was like, she'd had a couple of boyfriends beforehand.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like a newbie. It was good. She actually messaged me recently, just saying like, congratulations on the fight, all that stuff. So
that's class. Did she go to a different school?
No, we went to the same school, but she was a year above. But in that time, like, now when you're an adult, year above, it's like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was like, fucking hell, you can't be with someone who's like young, especially for a girl to be like with a younger lad. You can't be with someone who's like in year 8 and you're in year 9.
Man, that's quality.
But, yeah.
That's how you do it.
I was pimping. Yeah, I was pimping it
up. Number 5. Did you have a nickname at school whilst growing up? And if so, what was it and why?
Yeah, I did actually. See, only people like from my hometown will call me it, and it's just a surname shorter. It's just Aspi, ASPI. People used to call me that. Yeah, people used to call me that. But sometimes like if you're gonna call me that, you've known me a long time. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are still calling me, but it's only people like I know from school and that. So sometimes like recently, like before all the COVID stuff, I was out in that, and a few people like shouted me and called me that, and I'm not really used to it anymore. So I didn't really like. I was like, they're fucking shouting at me, and then I recognised who it was. Yeah. So they used to call me that, but I don't really get called that anymore.
That's class. I asked Cyril Gahn the same question, and he said Shrek.
Oh my God. He's a handsome guy, though, isn't he, Cyril? He's a handsome fella. He doesn't.
He is, yeah.
I see what they mean.
It's a good one there. All right, number 6. Which historical moment stands out to you the most when you think of history?
When I probably think about the concentration camps and shit. If I think about historical moments, you know, like World War II. No, is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it was, man. Yeah, it was.
Well, listen to this for a thing. So I have like Polish family, and my missus is Polish and that, and like, she was like born and raised in Poland. My missus was, and the guy just my tattoo artist, who's my mate as well. He is like extreme conspiracies, like on everything.
Eddie Bravo.
Oh yeah, he's full on. Yeah, he's a proper nice fella and that. He's my mate, but yeah, he's full on. And one day he got asking me like, "Oh yeah, you got Polish family and that. What do you think about like concentration camps and all that shit?" So I was like, "Oh, it's bad." And they started saying, "No, I don't think it was as bad as the, I don't think the records. I think they over exaggerated and all that he was talking about." So I was like, "Fair enough." Not really looked into it. Like I know generally what happened, and it was really, really bad. And he said, "Oh, what does your missus think about it?" Because she was like born and raised over there and all that. So I said, "Yeah, it's like some of her family were like directly involved, like victims in it." And he's like, "All right." So I said, and she was due to come in like a couple of days later for a tattoo. And so I was like, "Look, I would recommend like stay away from that subject."
Yeah.
So he's like, "All right, yeah, we'll do." So anyway, she went in for the tattoo. She'd never met him before. And I was there as well. And so yeah, he asked her what she wanted. They like went over it and that. And then she sat down and literally started tattooing. It was quiet for a little bit. And he went, "So, what do you think of the concentration camps?"
Oh no.
And all that. And then she was like, and she was like, "Yeah, well, yeah, it's really bad. Like some of my family were involved and all that." And then he just went quiet for like 30 seconds. And then he was just tattooing and he just went, "I think it was a lot of bullshit, I don't think it really happened." I was just like, "Oh, mate, how are we going to come back from this?"
Oh god.
How are we going? And then like, it just like went awkward as fuck. It was just quiet. I was like, "Oh my God." Like, it's just, and then I was like trying to make conversation and stuff and it was just so awkward.
Oh man. That's poor social skills though. From whoever did that. Okay, number 7. Have you ever been in a serious accident, Tom?
Touch wood, no. Been in a couple of car crashes.
Bad ones.
One time was really like, it wasn't serious, but it could have been serious. So what happened was like, one time I ran into the back of someone. I just like stopped paying attention. It wasn't that fast or anything, so that weren't bad. And the next time it was like I was halfway across a lane. I was in traffic. So like I was halfway across and the traffic stopped. Right, so I was there. This lorry driver was here. And he like flashed me across and that. And then he was on his phone and was sat there for like a while, about 10 minutes, because the traffic wasn't moving. And then like he must have just forgot I was there. And like, when you just lift your clutch off and roll, because he's a lot higher than I was. He must have forgot like I was lower. And like he like mounted my bonnet. Like it was snail's pace, you know what I mean? It wasn't fast. Like he mounted my bonnet though. And then like I was trying to get out the car and I couldn't. And then do you know like the back bit of the lorry? I don't know what you call that. The front bit's the cabin, innit? What's the back bit?
Yeah. I know what you're on about though.
You know, the fucking massive bit.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to get out and couldn't get out. And the back bit's just like, and like,
oh my God.
It didn't fall. Luckily. Like, and I don't think it weren't even close to falling, but it was swaying like fucking. I was like, oh my God.
Number 9. When are you the most happiest, Tom?
I'm a very lucky and grateful guy to have the life that I live, because my day-to-day life, it makes me very happy. And something that I've realized recently, this is not obviously ultimate happiness, but the weather, it has an effect on how you, and I never thought it affected me that much. But like, since I come back, it was shit for a couple of days. And then like today and yesterday, it was pretty sunny. I was like, fucking hell. Like I was always like, why are people moving away? Like for the weather, just the weather. And now I've been in Vegas and that, and I'm like, oh, it makes a big difference. That's really that's just like a side note. But yeah, I think me doing my day to day, being in a routine, and making little improvements every day, and seeing people I love, and looking after my family, and doing martial arts, and spending time with friends and hopefully being nice to people and making other people feel good. That is when I feel happy.
That's great.
I think just you know what, just like mundane stuff, but like my regular life, I'm just fucking happy, man. I just couldn't be happier. Like I say, I would like to live somewhere possibly where the weather's a little bit better, but that's not a fucking big deal.
Nah.
Yeah, generally day to day, and I think I said this in the last time we spoke. I feel like extremely lucky to be able to say that because not a lot of people are very happy, and I am. Especially so I'm fucking grateful for it.
Yeah, good man. I'm happy for you for that. That's great. Last question, mate, and I'll leave you to it. If you find out that I've been arrested and sent to jail after this interview, what would you think it would be for?
Oh, would you be on the register? Don't tell me you're on the register.
No, definitely.
No, it would have to be. You'd be caught with some Class A's, wouldn't you, or something like that? You'd definitely be caught with some Class A's.
Some Class C's, not some.
Maybe some. Maybe some Class A's. A bit more. Yeah, so some kind of narcotics you'd be caught with. I don't know. They're a bit mad in America, aren't they? I know. Like, I don't know if I'll end up moving to America or not eventually. Who knows? But I wouldn't feel comfortable, mate, walking down the street with a gun.
Yeah.
But then, do you feel like you need one then because everyone else has got one? I think it's too easy to kill somebody.
Yeah, it's too easy to kill someone with your hand.
Definitely. There's a few times like you can easily get in an argument with someone and start punching each other. Like that's happened to me a few times. Like you'll have a disagreement with someone will be being a dick in a shop or whatever. Before you know it, you're having a bit of a grapple or whatever. Or someone's trying to fucking rob the shop and you start, some shit like that. That's happened to me. That's happened to me before, stuff like that. Now, if you got to go
specifically the shop incident.
Yeah, I had actually a bit of an embarrassing thing with that. So my the town where I live, it's a bit. If you want me to be honest, it's a shithole, really. And I don't want to slag it off, but it's not a great. Like, there's a lot of smackheads here. Yeah. Got a big drug problem. And I was in Boots one day, and there was like a smackhead robbing at Boots, and I was like at the back, like near the door, and he robbed something and like ran off. So, like the woman was like, "Oh, I can't." She didn't say stop him, but it was something like, "Oh, he's robbing again." And like my first instinct was like, I'm gonna fucking chase him. But I don't. He probably robbed some like deodorant or something. Absolutely none of my business. Like, what we're gonna do? Like, if I catch. So he started sprinting down the main street, and I was chasing him. And obviously, I'm like fucking 6'5", 6'6". I'm a big guy, so you're not gonna miss me if I'm chasing you.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna see it. Like, it's not gonna go unnoticed if I'm sprinting down the market street.
Like Jurassic Park, like the cups, everyone's cups like shaking.
So anyway, I chased him, absolutely blasted it, and he fucking absolutely smoked me. I nowhere near caught him.
Really?
And then, my missus was still in the shop. Yeah, he absolutely smoked me. And then my missus was still in the shop, so I had to walk back in and was like, I didn't get it. It was awkward.
Oh, that's jokes, man.
But yeah, I've had a few. Yeah, like I say, it's a bit of a sinister place where I'm from. It's like it's not bad. It's just got a lot of like deadbeats knocking around. Like dossers who they're just not doing anything apart from being on drugs and robbing and doing shit like that all day. But like I said before, there's a lot of good people here. It's not like just shit. But I do notice over the years it's getting worse and worse.
I agree, mate. I agree. Well, dude, I'll end it there. I think we've been like about an hour and a half, so that's really good. Thanks so much for your time, my dude.
Sweet, bro. Appreciate it. Anytime. You need to get up. We'll do a tattoo day.
Mate, 100%. That would be killer. I'd love to do that. That would be really cool. We've actually got a show that I've just remembered about called Fight Inc. And it's like me, Dan, Jamie, and whoever, the full Reptile lads, we'll go meet a fighter in a tattoo studio. We'll go get some tats, and then we just chat like we're doing now, but whilst getting tattooed. I think we should do that.
After I'm done this arm, I'm going to do the neck, I think. So you need to come for the neck.
Mate, I'd love to come for the neck. That'd be sick. Last time I spoke to you as well, we're never going to come off this convo, but fuck it. You were telling me about your hand, and
I've got it
done now.
Got it. I got the full arm.
Love it, bro.
The arm and everything, so.
Yeah, it looks quality, man. It's really good.
Sweet, bro.
Cool.
Sweet.
Thanks again,
right,
Tom.
thanks, bro.
You're the man,
Thanks
brother.
a lot, bro.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, bro. Speak to you soon. See you in a bit.
Bye, mate.